Hi there, First Christian Church. So, about a month ago, Nate Oberly and I were having a conversation about wanting to have some type of video series leading up to Easter. And one of the things that was suggested was to have a series on the seven sayings from the cross. And by no means is this anything revolutionary or something that's never been done before, but I think it's really important to see what Jesus said while he was dying, what Jesus was saying right before he died. Because, people say in their last words what defined them, okay? Their true colors shine through. And let me tell you, Jesus' final words do not disappoint. And he is everything that he claimed to be in his final words. And so today, I have the privilege of starting out with saying number one. And today, if you're watching this on the day it's posted, today's Palm Sunday. And you got to hear Dr. Gary Johnson preach this morning at church. And I pray that you really enjoyed that. And I pray that you were challenged by that. I pray that you had a great worship service. And so now you get to listen to me for a little bit go on about the first saying from the cross. So if you want to turn with me to Luke chapter 23, that's where we're going to be. And the first saying takes place in Luke 23:34, which is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But we're going to go back a little bit before that in Luke 23, starting in verse 32, and we're going to read kind of what happens before and a little bit of what happens afterwards. So we're going to be reading Luke 23:32 through 38. And here's what it says. Two others who were criminals were led away to be put to death with him. And when they came to the place that is called the Skull, there they crucified him, and the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. And Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they cast lots to divide his garments. And the people stood by watching, but the rulers scoffed at him, saying, He saved others. Let him save himself, if he is the Christ of God, his chosen one. The soldiers also mocked him, coming up and offering him sour wine, and saying, If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself. There was also an inscription over him, This is the King of the Jews. And so, before we really talk about what Jesus himself said, don't worry, we're going to get to that. I want to take a minute and just talk about what the rulers and the soldiers say. These people that are standing around him at the cross, okay? So the rulers say this in verse number 35. He says, He saved others. Let him save himself, if he really is the Christ of God, his chosen one. And then what do the soldiers say? They say, If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself. Okay? And so I want you to notice a specific word that both of those groups of people say. And you probably already picked up on it, but that's the word save. Notice that word save. And they mock Jesus because they believe he is unable to save himself. They say, well, you went around, bragging and talking your whole career and your whole life about being able to be saved, right? And then now here you are, and you can't save yourself. He could save others, but he can't save himself. But interestingly enough, Jesus choosing not to save himself could actually save the very people who mock him someday. Okay? I just find that so amazing that Jesus, for one, that Jesus would be willing to die for even the people who were mocking him and laughing at him. He was willing to die for them. But not only that, that the very people that are mocking him, that are saying you can't save yourself, Jesus choosing to save himself would not have saved them. And Jesus choosing not to save himself would eventually lead to the possibility of them being able to be saved. Okay, so they scoff, they laugh, they ridicule, they insult Jesus, but it would still be Jesus alone that could later save them from an eternity in hell if they chose to follow him. They have no idea what's really going on here. They have no idea what he's saying or what they are saying. But then we get to what Jesus says in in verse number 34. And so this is while he's being nailed to a cross. Okay, while he's being humiliated. He's about to be scoffed at by these men, and who have absolutely no real idea of what is going on, what is truly happening, what is happening theologically. They have no clue. But what exactly does Jesus not say? We know what he says, but what does he not say? And what he could have said. Okay? He doesn't say, all right, Father, that's it. That's enough pain. That's enough of this excruciating experience. I'm done. I'm coming home. Send the angels. I'm done. Because we know Jesus could have sent for those 10,000 angels to be saved and to get away from that horrible situation, but he doesn't do that. Jesus does not say, Father, strike those men dead. I've had enough of them, of their insults. They are insulting the King of the universe, their very own creator, and I'm not going to have it anymore. He could have been right in saying all of those things, but he doesn't say those things. And there are no raging insults that come from Jesus' mouth at his killers. That is not what Jesus says. But what does he say? And now we go back to the saying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Forgive them. Father, forgive them. What an example that Jesus sets in his first saying from the cross, right? In the worst possible situation imaginable, hang from a cross, imminent death, death that will guaranteed be coming. And what does Jesus say to the very people that are nailing him to the cross and standing there laughing and mocking at him? Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. And what an example that Jesus sets for us. If Jesus can say that in that situation, in that type of horrible, horrible experience, how can we not forgive those who have wronged us? Jesus sets a really, really high standard for forgiveness, because flip the other side of the coin, and he's dying for us, for all the things that we've committed. He even died for the people that were laughing and mocking at him right there. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy that Jesus, the first thing he would say is, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So that's the first saying from the cross. I look forward to seeing what Nate has to say tomorrow as he does saying number 2. And I'll be speaking to you later in the week. So you guys have a great day. God bless.